basically, oh good, it's 12 noon right now. Basically what this is, Fantasy Grounds is a software application that you can use to play Dungeons and Dragons and many other games, but I use it to play 5th edition D&D. And it is available for free, actually. If you're playing in a game that someone is dungeon mastering and they have the paid license, you can use the demo version to get into their game for free. And there's really no limitations on it. The only limitation is you can't run games for other people unless you have the licensed version. And if you have the regular license, you can only have one other person with a demo. Whereas if you have the ultimate license, you can have as many players as you want. That's kind of how that works. But you can go onto the forums and learn all about it. And as a matter of fact, over here on the left, I have the Fantasy Grounds forum. I have a post in there at fantasygrounds.com called Opinions on Character Creation Steps. I originally posted it to get people's feedback on it, but then it just became the post that I go to and I bring up on my screen to use to build characters. And I'm going to, on my iPhone, I'm going to look at this Twitch stream to make sure that you guys see the whole character, the whole screen thing here. If this thing will even load up. It's probably going to play a damn commercial for me. That's how Twitch works. Whatever. That's cool. So we'll get started. If you want me to make a halfling, I'll do that, and I'll just make a halfling fighter if that's cool. If you want a halfling anything else, let me know real quick, and I'll try to accommodate. And you're the only one in the chat right now, so congrats to you. Oh, good. So you're seeing... Okay, great. So you see the thing on the left. Okay. So basically what we're going to do is just run down my set of instructions. And if you don't have Fantasy Grounds, when you get it, you can refer back to this if you're building characters in there. Hopefully you'll be a guy that grabs onto that. Okay, so it says opening Fantasy Grounds, choosing Manager's Characters button, and choose the 5e rule set and click Start. I've already done that, and the reason I skipped that step here is because it takes like 3 minutes for the thing to power up. So that's where we are right now. So basically the 12 minutes starts now. So it's I'm going to try to get this done. We'll say it's 12:02 and something on my clock, so by 12:15 we should be done. So, click on PCs. Right, that's going to disappear every time I click on something. And then click Edit List and Add Item. So, Edit List, Add Item, and there's my character. And first thing it says to do is on the main page, click on a portrait and choose from tokens. So, I'll do that, and this is going to be a halfling. So, if you have the Player's Handbook Core Pack, you'll have these tokens in there as well. And let's see, halfling right there. So we'll make a male halfling. We'll choose that dude's picture right there, and we'll just call him, let's call him Neo. How about that? In honor of the only person that's in my chat right now. So after we type in his name, we do his raw ability scores. Now you probably will always have an idea of what your ability scores are going to be before you create the character, but the reason you want to do this in Fantasy Grounds first is when you do all the other automated stuff, it's going to have effects from the ability score. So we'll just say, since this is a fighter, we'll do the basic matrix 15. We'll make the 14 will make his con. Then the 13 his dex. And we'll say the 12 his charisma, the 8 his the 12 his wisdom, the 10 his charisma, and the 8 is going to be his intelligence. So that's the standard 15, 14, 13, 12, 10, 8 matrix. That's a 27-point buy in the Player's Handbook is how that starts. So we've entered the raw ability score. So now click on Library and choose PHB, which is there. And then the instructions are going to ask us to click on races, classes, and backgrounds. So we'll go to races, classes, and backgrounds. And I actually have those hotkeyed down here on the bottom of the screen, so it just makes it easier and quicker. But in this case, we're going to choose, you said, a halfling. So what I do is I open halfling and then I bring it down and I hotkey it on the bottom of the screen so that I can get it back quickly. And then we're going to be doing a fighter. So let me grab fighter and I will again hotkey that down here, close it, get rid of some of the stuff on the screen. And then for his background, we'll make him a soldier, I guess. We'll just do that. Let's make him a sailor. That's fun. So we'll bring him down there. Let's see. I'm going to try to follow the chat as closely as I can. Neo, does it allow for adding your own custom tokens? Yes, you can do that. You can have your own tokens and bring these in and use those as well. So that's not a problem at all. Okay, back to the instructions. We chose a race and, drag it in. So let's drag the race in, halfling. Drag it in, and it asks, do I want to be Lightfoot or Stout? We'll be Stout. So it's kind of cool. It automates it for you right out of the player's handbook. It knows what to choose and things like that. So we drag in races, so we're going to drag in this, we chose a sub-race. So a class, drag in class. And class is fighter, so we're going to drag that into class. And it's automatically going to put us at level 1. Oh, now it says choose 2 skills from the list below. Okay, we'll choose acrobatics and what? Perception. Let's do that. Okay, go back to the instructions. Click on backgrounds, drag in a background. Oh yeah, sailor. We got sailor, so we'll drag that in there. And it doesn't ask us any questions for that. Okay, now we're going to go to the Skills tab, which is on the next page. And on the Skills tab, it's going to say, in class, scroll down to proficiencies and choose from the list. Okay, so we're going to open up his fighter class. We're going to go scroll down to proficiencies. And it'll be obvious. It's bolded in red there. Okay, and then it says skills. Choose 2 skills from the following. Acrobatics, he's already got that. Animal handling, athletics. Oh yeah, let's choose. Athletics, he's already got. History, insight, intimidation. Let's choose history and intimidation. So there, he'll be done. So we've done that. Okay, back to the instructions. Oh, let's see. I skipped ahead. Sorry about that. Okay, so click on the stars to make them yellow to add to the list. So that's what I did. You saw me click on athletics and intimidation, or history intimidation, I guess, and made the stars yellow. So that's how you do that. And now we go to the abilities page, and all his abilities for fighting and from his background have already been put into the character sheet. It automates this stuff already for you. And so the next thing we need to do is choose additional languages if applicable. So down here he knows Common and Halfling on the languages, and there is no additional language he doesn't get. If there was, it would say one of your choice or something like that, and then we would go in and we would edit that and choose whatever language you want and put it there. But in this case, for the Halfling fighter, we don't have that. So now over on the inventory page, we're going to go to that, and it's going to want us to put in his equipment. So we're going to open up equipment that I have down here. And let's see. In class, scroll to equipment and choose from the list. Okay, so class, fighter. Scroll to equipment. And here's equipment. And it says he can have chainmail or leather and a longbow and 20 arrows. Let's give this guy chainmail. So we're going to open up armor, and we're going to choose chainmail, which is right here. We're going to simply drag it over to his equipment. Bam! There it is. And so then the next thing he can have is a martial weapon and a shield, or 2 martial weapons. So let's give him a martial weapon and a shield. So we're in armor. Let's give him a shield. We'll close armor and go to weapons, and he gets a, what did it say? A martial weapon and a shield. Okay, so he gets a martial weapon. So we'll scroll down. Oh, let's give this guy a battle axe. He's a badass with a battle axe. Okay, cool. Now we're going to give him a light crossbow and 20 bolts, or 2 hand axes. Oh yeah, this guy wants hand axes. He wants hand axes, so he can throw those. And so if you got a big table and you're looking for something, you can just type in what you're looking for. There's hand axe. Drag that in. Now it didn't populate, but that's because the table's in the way. So if I move the table over, now it brings it in. And the cool thing is he's going to have 2 of those, so I'm going to click in there and change 1 to 2, and he'll have 2 hand axes. And we'll get rid of that. And let's see, a light crossbow. Oh yeah, we gave him 2 hand axes. So the next thing, he gets a Dungeoneer's pack or an Explorer's pack. So we're going to go to Adventuring Gear, and I think if I type in pack, yeah, there's all the packs. So we'll give him a Dungeoneer's pack. Now watch what happens here. You bring this in, drop it, and it gives you everything that's in the Dungeoneer's pack. It just completely automates it for you and gives you all that equipment. So good. So we gave him his equipment. Scroll to equipment, choose from the list. We did that. Drag it into the inventory. We did that. In background, scroll to proficiencies. Now this is why we do this. So he's a sailor. We're going to scroll to proficiencies here, and he gets extra equipment. So a belaying pin or club, that's not actually in the equipment list. So if I wanted to do that, I could right click here, create item, type belaying club, and then that gives him that. And we would put the weight in here. It alphabetized it, so it's up here now, and I don't know what the weight of that is. 50 feet of silk rope. Okay, so Adventuring Gear, rope. There's silk rope. Drag it in. Now he had hempen rope, so what I'm going to do is that silk rope's much better. He doesn't need to carry 2 ropes, so I'm going to delete the hempen rope and leave him with the silk rope. So that's awesome. Okay, what else? He got a lucky charm, such as a rabbit's foot or a small stone with a hole in the center. You may roll a random trinket from the trinkets table in Chapter 5. Oh yeah, so if we go to the Player's Handbook, I didn't have tables open, but we can do that real quick. Tables, we can go to, I think, is there a trinket table? Yeah, trinkets, okay. So we'll roll a trinket. Boom. Get rid of the table, get rid of all this. And it gave him, rolled an 84 and got a receipt of deposit at a bank in Farflung City. So we'll bring that in, and that puts it on his characters list, or his inventory list right there, so that's cool. A set of common clothes. Okay, Adventuring Gear again. Common clothes. And drag that in, give him that. And what else does he get? One more thing, I think. Oh, a belt pouch and 10 gold. Okay, so he gets the pouch. There's pouch right there. Drag it in. Whoops, I don't want to drag all that in. Drag the whole thing in. Let's see, there's some, you asked me something. Wow, this is so much easier than Roll20. Yeah, absolutely. I was into Roll20 for about a minute and a half, and I hated it, and Fantasy Grounds is like super awesome. So I'm Draconian is totally cool with both, but I'm down on Roll20. I don't like it at all. I like Fantasy Grounds. Okay, so he also gets 10 gold. So what you can do is just type 10 GP, and it knows GP, EP, CP, SP, and whatever the other one is I didn't say. It knows all those. So when adventures get added, when DMs dole out treasure and stuff, it knows GP, and you can either have it capital or small. It doesn't matter. Okay, so let's get rid of that. Let's go back to the instructions. I think we got all his equipment in there. Yep. We added it to inventory. Okay, so the notes page. So we're going to go right to the notes page. And Neo, we're going to say, and we're going to just add all this information. He's a male. Let's say he's 28. He is a halfling, so let's say, what is he? 4. I'm not too proficient on height. We'll just say he's 3'2". How do I know what he is? And let's say he weighs, 60 pounds. This could be totally way off. And he is small. And then it wants you to make an alignment, faction, and a DCI number. So let's say his alignment is just straight out neutral. We'll say he's a member of the Harpers faction. I don't know. And DCI number, that's cool if you're playing in Adventurers League or you're involved in anything that you have your D&D DCI number, you can slap it in there. Deity, he's not going to have a deity. And then let's see. In background, scroll down to suggested characteristics. Okay, so we're going to open up the sailor background, scroll down to suggested characteristics. Now here's something that's really cool. I'm going to pop open all 4 of these tables. Just 1, 2, 3, 4. Close that, get rid of it. Now I'm going to roll something off each table. Roll, close the table. Roll, close the table. Roll, close the table. Roll, close the table. I sound like a broken record. Now here's all his stuff. So here's his sailor flaw, so we'll drag that in flaw. Here's his bond, so we'll drag that in bonds. Here's the sailor ideal, we'll draw it in. And these are all random that I rolled off the table, which is super cool. Didn't even have to look at it, haven't even read them. Personality traits. So all that stuff's done. Now if you wanted to add notes for appearance or any kind of notes, you would do that there. But we're done with this page, which is basically all the things it said to do here I just did. So now we're going to go to the actions page. And whoops, what happened? Hello. And oh, looks like it took us a little longer than we thought. It's 12:16. That's okay. This is supposed to be just a 12 to 15 minute thing, so we're still within the 15 minutes. And on the actions page, if the character has spells in the PHB, click spells. This guy's not going to have any spells, so that's cool. And click class and draw. If he had spells, I would go to spells and choose. He's a bard, and there's all the spells, and I would drag in his spells, and whatever he had, I would just drag him in. That's all you have to do. But in this case, this guy doesn't have spells, so I'm going to delete these. And then this is his weapons are ready to go. His battle axe, his hand axe, whether it's melee, hand axe, or thrown. And you would type in, he's got 2, so we'd put ammo there. And anytime you threw a hand axe, you'd tick off an ammo, and it would, that's a way to keep track of it. So that's pretty cool. And I think in the combat tracker, if he throws a hand axe, it'll automatically tick one off for you. The same way if you had a crossbow, it would tick off your bolts or your arrows or whatever you had. So that is, I think, with the exception of armor class, you always kind of have to go back to the first page, go to armor class, which shows us 12, open this up, and it doesn't do this automatically. You have to do this from your equipment. So he's got chainmail. So let me go quick back to chainmail. Click open chainmail. There's chainmail armor. It adds 6 to your thing. Okay, so in the case of the fighter, it adds 6 here. You don't get your dex bonus. So that's none, but he is proficient. He also did buy a shield, which is 2. So now when we fix all that, you'll see that his armor class should be 18. Yeah, there it is. It's 18. So I think basically we're done. So that took us exactly 15